Yo, we're in here drafting an insane 3-0, 6-0 draft deck. Welcome in, much love. How's it going? So we're going to do an exercise today. You're going to level up a lot. You're going to get a lot better, and we're going to do it together. We're going to scroll through the first 8 picks. You're going to write down in a comment what those 8 picks would have been. Then I'm going to go back and walk you through those 8 picks that I made, walk you through the 3-0, 6-0 games, or go over some of the highlights of it, and go over some keys for drafting, how this can be applied to the highest level of the Pro Tour, and so on. Where I'm going, it's already happened by the time you've seen it. Trying my hardest to be the best draft player in the world right now. So let's go. Okay, pick one, pack one. What are you taking? You can pause the video if I don't give enough time. I'm just going to give like 5 seconds so you can click on the screen. Here's pack 1. Here's pack 2. What are you picking from pack 2? Okay, going to pack 3. Here's pack 3. What are you picking? Okay, we're going to pack 4. What are you picking from pack 4? All right, next up, pack 5. What's your 5th pick here? Okay, pack 6. What are you taking from pack 6? All right, pack 7. What's your pack 7 pick? Okay, moving on. Pack 8. What's your pack 8 pick? So let's go back and review. Leave a comment right now. You can leave a second comment later in the video on your own thread if something else you want to share, questions you have, whatever. But let's go through with the pick viewer on show picks. I'll talk through them. So first of all, yeah, we'll just put them on. Okay. I'm looking at the cheap stuff. I've talked about the Bant 2-drop strategy, how I want to be fast. So I'm looking at Frilled Sandwalla, Catcher's Avenger, Unsummon, Harrier Naga. I know that it looks like there's a couple green cards that could table, and I'm almost about to take the Sandwalla when I realized there's no Catcher's Avenger there. So I grabbed that one. Pack 2, okay, Bant 2 drops. While Aerial Guide doesn't quite fit in there, it's very good. And I'm considering the Frilled Sandwalla, but the best card to me is a Braid. And I want to try out red. I know it can work as a support color, and I just want to start by taking the best cards because I feel very strongly that you can abandon late. There's so deep playables that you table. You can build a deck out of the second half of the draft. You want to be in the right position going into that. So I'm just going to take a Braid, even though I know I'll probably end up back in Bant or something anyways. The next pack here, we have a Sandwalla. To me, Sandwalla is very good. It's one of the best early drops because it is very hard to trade with block in the early game, so it lets you get multiple creatures ahead on board. I do like the Archer with the Braid, but I'm not attached to red at all, and I know like another Sandwalla might table, setting me up for pack 2, so I take the Sandwalla. Pick 4, there is, the red cards are not good. The white and blue cards are okay, but I'd rather pick a Gift of Strength. Can never have too many good cheap tricks, so I grabbed the Gift of Strength here. Pack 5, there's Solitary Camel, and I know a lot of you would have made this pick solidifying into white, but to me, I still want to stay open. Even though we're blue, white, green, red, there's a chance that the Unsummon from the first pack tables, so I still want to just pick the best card, which to me is Unsummon. 1 mana, bounce anything is really good. It's been really good for a really long time, and it only gets better when you have when you're allowed to draft aggressive decks. So I take the Unsummon. Pick 6. Okay, so there's the Sandwalla, but pick 6 Riddle Form's a signal to me that people don't like this card or whatever. To me, it's quite a good card because it's great when your hand is full of spells. It's a 3/3 flyer for 2. That's really hard to remove. And it's great when your hand is full of lands or is all lands in play because it lets you scry. So it's good on turn 2. It's good late. It's a really good card for that reason. So I picked the first Riddle Form. Second Riddle Form, don't even need to think about. Third Riddle Form, I'm smashing that up. So now let's go ahead and go through. Okay, Avenger, a Braid, Archer, gift, unsummon, riddle form, riddle form, riddle form. There's frilled Sandwalla versus sinuous striker. I also would consider the Traveler's Amulet, because the Traveler's Amulet works well with riddle form. But Sandwalla to me is just a better card, and I don't mind going turn 1 Sandwalla, turn 2 riddle form, seems okay. Firebound Archer comes back around, snag that. Another Sandwalla. I didn't take the strategic planning because I want to play to the board. I don't want to play planning very much, even if it works with the riddle forms, just because I just want to play the board. That's how I want to play Magic. I don't want to slow down. So the Cunning Survivor, I grab the Crash Through because it draws a card and wakes up the riddle forms. Grab Dutiful Servants, okay. So going into pack 2, I know that I'm gonna be blue. I like my blue a lot. And then I'm gonna be green or red depending on what I open and what gets passed. But obviously blue-red prowess is looking that way. So open another riddle form, how lucky. Although I highlighted this, how many of you would actually take the riddle form here? Because Spell Weaver Eternal, Unquenchable Thirst, second Abrade are pretty reasonable picks. You take the Abrade. Maybe this riddle form tables actually, you know, this maybe picking riddle form here is wrong, because it seems like there's a good chance it would table if so many other people passed on it. But I feel like, riddle forms get better in multiples. Turn 2 riddle form, turn 3 riddle form, turn 4 riddle form. They get better in multiples. I value the good creature very highly, and it just makes our deck better. So I decided to pick riddle form. Shiplin Abrade, also I'm not that ready to commit to red necessarily. Second pack, still not that ready to commit to red. And unsummon to me is maybe even better. 3 mana is pretty clunky. I want to make you pick up your 5-drop for 1 mana. And unsummon even deals with bigger creatures for less mana, so snag the unsummon. The next pack, okay, another unsummon. It's not like there's good red or green cards anyway, so we have 3 unsummons now. This pack has no green or blue, so okay, I'll take the Firebrand Archer. I do like the Prowess dude, but he's kind of whatever. I mean, 3s or whatever, I just want to be playing the board by then. Proven Combatant is cheap. I like this card. It's another one that's good early, good late. Snag my first Traveler's Amulet. Yeah, okay, Moloch is good, but with 4 riddle forms, you just need to make sure you have enough. And a Traveler's Amulet also pings to the face with Firebrand Archer. A Consigned Dreams versus Dagger. Dagger's not super good with riddle form because the equip is kind of awkward when it falls off, but I'll play a 4th bounce spell actually. Snag a second Traveler's Amulet. Sign Wider Naga. Countervailing Winds. Crash Through comes back late. Prowling, whatever comes back late. So if you look at this first pack though, pack 9, all the blue and red cards got snagged, so maybe good that I grabbed that riddle form from it. Might not have come back. Okay. Pack 3. What would you pick here? Pretty weak pack 3, open, kind of a miss. Not really what we're looking for. Slitherblade is playable, but I kind of want a non-creature. Essence Scatter is kind of awkward because I don't want to Essence Scatter during their turn. I want to play the board, play spells during my own turn to wake up riddle forms and attack. Bloodlust Inciter doesn't play well with riddle forms, but we have. So I decided I'll grab the Fling. Fling's kind of awkward. It does wake up riddle forms, but whatever. It's probably pretty decent. Just Fling for 3, cast a spell, and it did end up being quite good. Blood Rage Brawler. I want to affect the board. Electrify 4 mana is too much when we have 4 bounce spells. Blood Rage Brawler for sure. Grab that shit. Okay, here's a really close pick. Who would take Cryptic Serpent? Who would take Aven Initiate here? I think it's very close, and I could see Aven Initiate because we had like 6, 7 instant sorcery spells of this, or maybe even fewer. We have a lot of like enchantments and artifacts. But I decided, we got plenty of flying. Why not pick the more broken card? Why not pick the card that's potentially broken? This one maybe is wrong, but I picked when in doubt, pick the higher rarity. Okay, here, I like Emberhorn Minotaur a lot, and I like Brute Strength, but Brute Strength with Riddle Form doesn't necessarily work that well because we don't have that many other creatures. I want just the 3-drop, stay lean, and Thresher Lizard is really good, 3 mana 4/4. Consuming Fervor, yes. Wake Up Riddle Form, slap on. There's our brute strength effect. Limits of Solidarity, really good. Steal their creature, Wake Up Riddle Forms, ping them, so grab that one. Enigma Drake, no one else is in blue-red. River Serpent. Table of Slitherblade, and I picked the Slitherblade over Essence Scatter for reasons I mentioned before. Slitherblade was a stud. Table of Second Thresher Lizard, Luxac, Naga Oracle, and take you into the deck. So, what you notice is obviously a sick-ass blue-red deck, but I abandoned 3 of my first 4 picks, and that's often how it goes when I am drafting. A lot of people get too attached, and especially in this format, you can bail because things are so deep. You can pick up what you need later, and you need to think ahead to how many picks are left, not your first couple picks, right? So we have a deck. I went with 14 lands, 2 Traveler's Amulets, which is plenty. Traveler's Amulets again, Wake Up Riddle Form, Firebrand Archer, and we've got a Prowess. I played all 4 bounce spells. I cut the Proven Combatant some of the time. Played as many spells as possible. And this is just a sick-ass constructed deck, right? Like, you have to be flexible and be willing to move in for that Riddle Form. Also, people must have misevaluated it, but like, I know that feeling of the guy. I've been there. You pass the first one, you see the second one, and you're like, maybe I should have taken the last one. Then you pass the second one, and then you get past the third one, and you're like, fuck, I definitely should have taken all 3 of these, but now I'm shipping this too. And that went down like half the table, actually. Actually, almost the entire table had that experience, and it was me who had the insane deck. So I got lucky that these things were opened, but come on. Also, this I think I drafted very well. Usually there's a few mistakes per draft or picks that don't work out that well. Almost everything worked out pretty well this draft, even though it was a lot of the early picks didn't get used. And I tell myself, hey, this is normal. I don't say, oh my God, it's a train wreck. Never think that, right? Maybe the one mispick was a Braid trying to force Riddle Form to table. But I have learned to dislike doing that. Like, I just want the best card, the card that I really want. I don't like sweating the table, especially at a Pro Tour or something like that. Anyways, walk you through some of the games. First match, basically had a turn 2 Riddle Form and unsummoned a bunch of times. My opponent was too slow. They had 2 tapped lands. They used Puncturing Blow for 4 mana to kill, like, I don't remember, a Firebrand Archer. 4 mana to kill a 2-drop's pretty bad. And here it is. I picked Unsummon over Open Fire, and it was Unsummon that saved me from 16 damage double strike menace out of nowhere. So Unsummon for the motherfucking win. It's just all the games ended like this. Opponent dead with plenty of cards in hand. Too fast. This is too fast. Unsummon is gasoline. You can also pick up your own stuff. Like, you can unsummon your own Riddle Form to replay it to Prowess shit. So, really good card. Another one. This one I killed with a Flang. And I only saw 4 lands, but I saw 2 amulets. So the amulets worked out because I Prowessed them both. And I discarded the land to the Blood Rage Brawler. So, was able to stay lean. Opponent had turn 4 Torment of Scarabs, which was really pretty sick, but that's just too slow. You have to have it earlier. The guy had a Torment of Scarabs in both games, but I mean, you have to have more early action. He just had turn 4 Torment and got rolled, basically. Well, actually, it was reasonably close, I suppose. Okay, here's the next game. I believe the next game, this is the one where he had turn 4 Torment of Scarab. This game wasn't close. Like, he was about to have to chump block, and my last Riddle Form scried into Riddle's Limits of Solidarity to steal his dude and hit him for massive negatives with Enigma Drake. Just curved out. Like, none of these games were really close. Here's another one where unsummoning and Riddle Forming, like, turn 7 kill through some Nest of Scarab stuff. And plenty of gas left because it scries. And that was the draft for me. So I'm interested to see in the comments who would have got here to 3-0, 6-0. It's possible there was even another way to do it in this draft, but I hope you learned from this, and those of y'all who made it all the way to the end and you eat up this kind of content and you want personal feedback on the stuff that you're doing from me and others qualified magic coaches, we do that. So we've got a premium coaching service, and there's a link to that in the description. You can apply, and if it looks like a good fit, then maybe we can make it happen if you want to succeed. So much love, and hopefully Japan was a success. If not, well, at least I was in Japan, and on to the next tournament, on to the next season, try to make it happen next year. So we'll do it. Much love. Peace out, and let me know how you would have drafted this down below.